Hello. Welcome to the first video of the series Journey with the Prophets. It's an interactive series on what the prophets teach about God's plan for the world and for each of our lives today. In this video, we're going to look at the beginning of the world and its problem of sin. This video is based on Genesis chapters 2 and 3. You can read the scriptures from the link below. But before reading, pray that God will speak to you and open your heart for his teachings today. It all began with Prophet Adam. Today there are so many things we can say about what's wrong with our world. But what has God revealed about his perspectives? In Genesis 1 verse 27, it says God created man in his own image. In the image of God he created them, male and female he created them. God created mankind in his own image. But what does this mean? God wants mankind to bear his characteristics, merciful, creative, relational and just. God desires to have an intimate relationship with mankind, to walk with us, and fill our lives with his glory and love. Yet God did not create mankind to be programmed robots. We enjoy the freedom of choice. Like Adam and Eve, we all want to be in charge and decide what's good for ourselves. In chapters 2 to 3, we can see that, by eating the fruit of the tree, Adam and Eve chose to take God's place and power to define good and evil. This disobedience is called sin. Sin means missing the mark, or a failure to meet God's standards. In the story, God asked them, "Where are you?" But God knew what they had done. He could see through everything and everyone. Notice, it was God who took the initiative to search for us when we are lost. But what is the human response? Shame, blame, fear, and hiding from God. Adam and Eve simply wanted to hide. This is the story of mankind. Like Adam and Eve, we have all sinned as we try to be God of our lives and steal his glory. What is the consequence? It led to the destruction of 3 sacred relationships. The relationship between God and people, the relationship between people, and relationship between people and the world God has created are all broken. The destruction leads to suffering, injustice, and death. Death is both physical and spiritual. It means we are eternally cut off from God because God is holy. But because God is full of mercy and love, he would not give up. God immediately announced a plan to make the relationship right again. In Genesis 3 verse 15, God gave a warning to Satan, "I will put enmity between you and the woman, and between your seed and her seed. He will crush your head, and you will strike his heel." What does this mean? The word seed means a descendant. God promised that one day, he would prepare someone who would have the power to defeat sin, although this person would have to suffer. But how could this be possible? How can a human crush Satan? God stated very clearly that the fulfillment of this promise would be provided by God himself. God would reveal the details of this plan to other prophets. How did God deal with shame? In the story, God provided everything for Adam and Eve, including what it needed to cover their shame. Chapter 3 verse 21. The clothes to cover their nakedness were made of animal skin. This is the first sacrifice, the shedding of innocent blood to cover mankind's shame. How horrible it must have been for Adam to witness death as the cost of his broken relationship with God. But God will continue to show his love by providing the sacrifice needed to cover our sin and shame. We will see this in God's revelations to other prophets later. What are your thoughts after reading the story? Here are some questions for you to think, pray, and share. Question 1. Which part of the story stands out to you? And why? 2. What does God reveal about himself and his relationship with his people in this story? 3. Do you believe God would cover your shame? How would you respond to God? And 4. Who will you share this story with? If you have questions or thoughts, comment below or contact us at beingmylight.net. If you like the video, remember to like and subscribe. May God's peace and wisdom be with you. See you in the next video in Journey with the Prophets.